Good afternoon and welcome to United Way's 97th annual meeting. Thank you all for tuning in. It's hard to believe that this month marks 2 years since COVID-19 arrived in Connecticut. 2 years of living with and adjusting to the various stages of the pandemic, including the more hopeful stage we're in now, with vaccination rates high and case rates declining rapidly. I want to thank our partners in the healthcare, nonprofit, and education sectors for their tireless work to support local children and families during this time. I'd also like to acknowledge that the impact of COVID and its evolution continue to impart real economic, health, and educational hardships for our people in this region. The work and the need for support continues. And I ask you all to remember all of those who lost their lives to this deadly virus. I also would like to remember someone from our United Way family who passed away in 2021. Grant Kurtz, our 2004 Community Campaign Chair and past member of our Board of Directors, spent his career in financial services. He retired as Chairman and CEO of the Advest Group. We fondly remember the generosity and leadership provided by Mr. Kurtz and are grateful to have worked alongside him in support of our community. Let's take a moment to remember Grant and those who've lost their lives since our last meeting. Thank you. And now I'd like to officially call United Way's 97th annual meeting to order. United Way brings people and resources together, committed to the well-being of children and families in our community. Our mission is more critical now than ever before, given the ongoing impacts of this pandemic. Traditionally, our annual meeting and our annual report are a celebration of what we have accomplished together. While we are grateful for what we have achieved this year in our ongoing response to COVID-19, we know that we still have so much more to do to build back better and stronger than before, toward a future with more equitable outcomes for all. We see today's meeting as a reflection and acknowledgement of some of the challenges we have faced together, as well as the highlights that we have helped propel our United Way into the future. Today's annual meeting is bittersweet for me personally, as today marks the official conclusion of my time as chair of the United Way's Board of Directors. It's been an honor to serve as chair of United Way's Board of Directors for the past 3 years. United Way's commitment to empowering social change attracted me to this volunteer leadership position, and I've witnessed firsthand the work this organization has performed throughout the global pandemic, national social justice movements, and so much more. We've adapted to be more responsive, community and market-driven, and stepped up to address the constantly evolving needs of our communities. We reached the end of one chapter, wishing our longtime colleague and leader, Paula Gilberto, a happy retirement. Our executive committee led a robust national search to find our new leader, Eric Harrison, who will lead our organization through our next chapter of transformation as we approach 100 years of service to our community. At Stanley Black & Decker, we're known for pushing the boundaries of what's possible by coupling experience and innovation. This philosophy has helped navigate unprecedented circumstances and change at a time when one community needs support more than ever. I'm proud of the work that we have done together, and I'm thankful to our leadership volunteers who serve on our board of directors and its committees, who have been tremendous champions for our mission and the work of United Way. It's now my pleasure to introduce you to our new chair, Vicki Pace. Vicki has been a longtime United Way leadership volunteer, serving first as chair of United Way Women United, and more recently as vice chair on the board of directors. Vicki has such a passion for the work of this organization and a commitment to work with a talented team to continue to innovate and find new solutions to the most pressing issues in our community. Vicki, I thank you for your partnership in this work, and I look forward to your leadership.
4, 3, 2.
Thank you for your kind words, Don, and thank you for your leadership in our community and your service to our United Way through unprecedented circumstances. I am personally so grateful to have worked alongside you. I'd like to remind everyone to please sign into the chat function for today's meeting by typing your name. This will allow you to vote on important items later in the meeting. Throughout 2021 and beyond, United Way brought the right people, resources, and organizations together to build a better normal for everyone, thanks to the support of so many workplaces, donors, foundations, and volunteers. Over the last year, we have seen moments of optimism and faced new challenges as we continue to navigate the COVID-19 pandemic and its variants. At United Way, we focused on doing what we do best, mobilizing people and resources for the well-being of children, adults, and families. We continue to be responsive to the emerging needs in our community as a result of the pandemic, while also staying focused on the priorities that are essential to our mission. We continue to bring together people and resources to ensure that children succeeded academically and read proficiently by the start of the 4th grade. We did this through collaboration with partners to raise awareness about the importance of early literacy through innovative community challenges and events. We found new ways to connect caring adult volunteers with students who were struggling with respect to reading by bringing our United Way Readers program virtual for the first time. We managed our Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Campaign, our VITA campaign, virtually and leveraged new partnerships to connect households in our region with financial education, job training, and asset building opportunities. In the area of health, we forged new partnerships while also leading and executing public awareness campaigns related to COVID-19 health and safety, and supported vaccination efforts across our entire region, reaching more people than ever before. We refined our investment strategies to allow us to be more responsive to community needs while also focusing intentionally on race, equity, and inclusion. In 2021, we launched United for Racial Equity, an initiative that provides individuals, organizations, and workplaces the opportunity to build a better future with more equitable outcomes for all. In January, United Way awarded more than $1 million to advance equity in education, financial stability, and health. And of that, $435,000 was invested specifically through our United for Racial Equity initiative to support partners working to address racial inequity through our community by organizing, advocating, and enhancing training opportunities. This funding support is one of the many ways we have mobilized resources to advance equitable outcomes in our region. And these, in fact, are just a few examples of United Way's impact in the community. In this year's annual report, you will have the opportunity to learn more about these efforts and about the people in our region who are living and breathing examples of what it looks like to live united. Please visit unitedwayinc.org to access this year's report. Our work would not be possible without the commitment of each and every one of you. Thank you so much for that. We are also very grateful to have a team of committed leadership volunteers and staff supporting our organization and the work that we do together. And you're going to have an opportunity to hear more about them now. I'd like to introduce you to Vi Smalley, Interim Chair of the Nominating and Governance Committee. Vi.
Thanks, Vicki. I'd like to begin by taking a moment to acknowledge two special leadership volunteers who have fulfilled their terms as United Way board members. Natalie B. Morris is the Director of Employee Benefits at Raytheon Technologies and has served in various capacities on our board of directors and committees since 2008, including chairing our board from 2011 to 2012. Colleen A. McGuire, co-founder and chief executive officer of Silver Fern Healthcare, has completed 2 terms on our board. Thank you, Natalie and Colleen, for your service. Now I'd like to present the nominees for election to the United Way Board of Directors. James P. O'Mara has concluded his term as immediate past board chair, but will remain a member of the Board of Directors for a 3-year term. Donald Allen Jr., as you just heard, has concluded his term as chair and is transitioning to immediate past board chair and will serve in that role for a term of up to 2 years. The following individuals are being nominated to a second 3-year term: Peter Collins, Richard Tavalieri, and Courtney Jajenka. Per our current bylaws, contributors to the United Way Community Campaign are members and are therefore eligible to vote. May I have a motion from the floor to accept the slate of directors as presented?
So moved.
Thank you, Shelley. Will someone second the motion?
Second.
Thank you, Steve. We will now conduct the vote to accept the slate of directors using the voting buttons just below the chat box. First, click on the vote button that is now appearing below the chat box. You should then see the question and 2 voting options. All those in favor, please respond by choosing the yay button. All those opposed, please respond by choosing the nay button. Please vote now. We appreciate your time in voting today, and we will give everyone a moment to vote. Thank you, and congratulations to our returning board members. I'm also pleased to announce the officers of the 2022 Board of Directors. They were nominated and elected by the Board of Directors in January in accordance with our current bylaws. They are Vicki Pace, Chair of the Board, Mike Ossieri, Treasurer, and Eric Harrison, President and Secretary. Congratulations to all of you. Next, I will put forth a motion to support our United Way's conversion from a member model to a corporation governed by a self-perpetuating board of directors. Our United Way has been governed by a member model, which is rooted in the history of the community chest since our founding in 1924. Members are defined as those who make a financial contribution to the organization, and in doing so, they are empowered to elect United Way's board of directors on an annual basis. Today, however, the world is very different than it was in 1924. As we continue our organizational transformation and move into next century of service to our community, we must acknowledge that the ways in which we work have continued to evolve and change, and that requires us to think a little differently. The Board of Directors has spent the last year looking at ways to continue to modernize our practices and operations. On March 8, 2022, a couple of weeks ago, the United Way Board of Directors approved a change to the model, meaning that going forward, the Board of Directors will elect the directors on an annual basis. This is more in line with the direction of the United Way network overall and our community nonprofit partners. This change is rooted in a desire to ensure that our organization is nimble and responsive in our work. United Way takes great pride in being a volunteer-driven and led organization. Moving away from a member model in no way limits the ability of our donors, volunteers, and partners to meaningfully contribute to the direction of our United Way. We offer many opportunities for people to lend their voices to the issues that they care about and to be involved in the organization's work. For example, you can volunteer to be part of an impact team throughout the year. Impact team volunteers support United Way's funding processes by reading program applications, meeting with community partners, and making recommendations to the Board of Directors. You can also participate on a committee, in town halls, or join us for community conversations and events. Please know that we want to continue to hear from you. At this time, I would like to ask the members to support the conversion of the organization from a member model to a corporation governed by a self-perpetuating board of directors. That was already approved by the board on March 8th. May I have a motion from the floor to accept the recommendation as presented?
So moved.
Thank you, Steve. Will someone second the motion?
Second.
Thank you, Shelley. Members, please once again click the vote button below the chat. Please vote yay if you are in support or nay if you are opposed, using the voting buttons in the chat. If you have any questions for the team, you can also put those in the chat at this time. And we'll give it a moment for people to vote. Thank you. The board will make the necessary changes to the bylaws and certificate of incorporation. At United Way, we're also fortunate to have a great staff that supports our community. Each year, we take a moment to thank United Way members who are celebrating service milestones. This year, 5 United Way employees are being recognized for their commitment to the organization. Collectively, this group represents 30 years of United Way service. One of our staff members has dedicated 10 years to United Way, Kristen Brisbane, the Community Investment Senior Manager. 4 of our employees have been with us for 5 years. Kate Blackburn, Marketing Communications Senior Manager. Stephen Diaz, Community Investment Senior Manager. John Prescott, Community Investment Senior Manager. and Robert Williamson, Partnership Manager. Please join me in celebrating their work anniversaries and all they've done for this community through the United Way service. I'd like to turn it back to Vicki to deliver the Treasurer's Report. Vicki?
Thanks, Vi. At this time, I'm reporting on the financial results of the fiscal year that ended on June 30th, 2021. This past year once again proved the power of community. In addition to the many ways individuals, groups, and companies volunteered and gave generously through our community campaign, we saw a significant outpouring of additional resources and support for our COVID-19 relief efforts at a time when it was desperately needed. Our United Way remains in sound financial condition thanks to the great support from this community, our volunteer leaders, and our staff. And I am pleased to report that we raised $12.2 million through our community campaign and through securing grants for programs and services that impacted the community. And continuing to help donors find their best way to give to causes they cared most about, we served as the steward for more than $2.4 million designated to nonprofit organizations. And in addition, $7.9 million was invested right back into our local communities through the United Way supported initiatives and grant funded programming. We ended the fiscal year with an operating deficit of $831,000. However, our net asset levels remained very healthy at $22.8 million. As of June 30th, 2021, we continued to operate debt-free. Our United Way cannot succeed without the trust, confidence, and accountability. I'm pleased to report that our independent auditors once again issued an unqualified opinion on our financial statements for fiscal year 2021. And you can find our full financial statement in this year's annual report. Now, I'm delighted to introduce you to our community campaign co-chairs, Shelley Davis and Steve Litchfield.
Thank you, Vicki. I'm pleased to share the highlights to date for the 2021 United Way Community Campaign. This year was all about innovating and finding new ways to connect with people during a time when many of us felt disconnected due to the pandemic. In September, we kicked off our annual campaign with a telethon on NBC Connecticut and small safe gatherings in partnership with the Tomaso Brothers in New Britain, Click in Wyndham, and the New England Air Museum in Windsor Locks. Together, we have rallied our communities to contribute to United Way and their trusted network of partners who are working together to meet the needs of local children and families efficiently and effectively. The United Way Community Campaign mobilizes employees in more than 400 workplaces across our region. The 2021 Community Campaign has not been immune to the challenges we have all been experiencing this year. However, the innovation, creativity, and commitment to do good has been nothing short of inspiring. Workplaces in our region continue to find ways to connect, even during times when many of us felt disconnected.
That's right, Shelley. Workplaces in our region found creative ways to bring people together to raise funds for United Way while also having fun and connecting with one another. Whether hosting virtual competitions like the very popular Cutest Pet Contest or hosting online auctions, drives and drawings, workplaces found exciting ways to build connection while doing good for the community. You can read more about the tremendous efforts of workplaces in our region in this year's annual report. I want to take this time to thank our campaign partners in city government, education, financial services, healthcare, law firms, organized labor, nonprofit organizations, and all others for their support. I also want to acknowledge that our community campaign would not have been a success without the dedication of this year's campaign cabinet. Thank you for your support. Proceeds from the 2021 community campaign will allow us to continue to support children and families as we address the long-term impacts of COVID-19 and to double down on our efforts to ensure equitable opportunities are available for every individual to succeed. If you already partner with United Way in your philanthropic efforts, thank you. And if you haven't yet, please consider doing so. On behalf of all of us at United Way, thank you for your time, talent, and generosity. And now, please join us in welcoming back Vicki.
Thank you, Shelley and Steve. It is my pleasure to reintroduce you to Bimal Patel, President, Hartford and Northwest Region of Hartford Hospital and Senior Vice President, Hartford Healthcare. Bimal was our 2018 United Way Community Campaign Chair and was our 2020 Community Service Award winner. Bimal.
Thank you, Vicki, and good afternoon. It is my distinct honor to introduce 2021 United Way Community Service Award. This award, presented every year since 1951, is the highest volunteer honor given by our United Way and celebrates the memory of Dr. Frederick G. Adams, a leader in healthcare in his own right. Dr. Adams, a prominent dentist, was known not only for his expertise in this field, but for his commitment to the community. He was the first Black commissioner of the Connecticut Department of Health in 1991, and also served as a chair of the state's Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities. He was a leadership volunteer with several community-based organizations, including serving on United Way's board of directors. Dr. Adams was always on the forefront of public health policy, advocating for healthcare for every child, every family, regardless of race, ethnicity, or income. He was known for reaching out to people and meeting them where they were to provide the resources and information. As a healthcare professional myself, the spirit of Dr. Adams inspires me and resonates with me so deeply. Dr. Adams was also a champion for ALICE before ALICE ever became a term. And I cannot think of any group more dedicated to ALICE and deserving of this year's award than Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative. Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative is dedicated to the empowerment of the residents of Upper Albany in Hartford through the establishment of block clubs, job initiatives, educational programs, youth councils, and initiatives, as well as the economic development. At our United Way, they are the best known for their tireless efforts to provide tax-free assistance to our people in our community. In 2002, the late Miss Pat Williams reached out to her good friends, Miss Naomi McCoy and Miss Dot Briggs, to explore offering free income tax preparation at Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative Office as a part of volunteering for income tax assistance. What began as a small group committed volunteer preparing taxes in the Collins building in Hartford grew to be the #1 tax preparing site in the greater Hartford region. In the last 10 years alone, these volunteers at Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative have filed 9,828 tax returns for the residents, returning more than $5.1 million in earned income tax credit and $16.1 million in refund checks to Hartford residents in effort to support families working towards financial security. But their dedication to residents in the neighborhood doesn't stop there. You can learn and read more about it, about this incredible group and their volunteer activities in our annual report. We are so grateful to Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative and for all that they have done for decades to serve children, families in our community. And now, from one Community Service Award recipient to another, on behalf of United Way of Central and Northeastern Connecticut, I'm proud to present 2021 Community Service Award to Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative. Congratulations, well done, well deserved. Thank you.
I first met Miss Naomi 8 years ago at the Manchester Community College tax site.
So I was introduced to Upper Albany, probably more than 16 years ago. When I started, Naomi and the team at Upper Albany, they were sort of the ones that showed me where I should be going, who I should be talking to.
About 10 years ago, 2012, the end of 2012, I was involved working at United Way with the VITA program. I was headed up the project at the time, and I spoke to our IRS representative. His name is Bill Morrow. Bill reached out to me and said, I have an idea for you. Why don't you call Miss Naomi? Call Naomi over at Upper Albany. They do this every year. They do this with excellence. They serve a ton of people. She'll help you out. I called her and we had a conversation, and I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Bill said you could help me. Do you think you could help me? Do you think we could meet? And she said, sure.
Saturday mornings, eventually the team would say, Mike, what are you doing? You want to come and do some taxes with us? And I guess that's when I knew I made it.
So they really make you feel like family.
There's always food that's involved, and I think that's one of the most fun aspects of it. There's always going to be a good meal. There's always going to be that fellowship and the breaking of bread together. And
every year at the recognition dinners, who's going to get the oxtail there? Who's going to pay for them? How are we all sharing?
How do we all get to taste the oxtail?
She introduced me to oxtail. I'd need to sit down and eat with them and eat the food that they prepared, and it was delicious and appreciated, very much so.
The folks at Upper Albany are such role models in the community.
Working with them is just sort of a portrait of commitment, dedication, just passion for the community that they serve. It's always we will figure out a way to make it happen.
They know their community. They know what's going on in the community, and they help wherever they can.
Without a doubt, they definitely live the values of United. They're a shining example of what living United means.
Give your time, give your talent, give your treasure, and then do it with joy. I think that's the other element of working with these folks that makes it so much fun, and why it makes the volunteers come back year after year.
By building a network that they have built, including myself, the value that they've delivered back into their community it's amazing.
When we're there, like even the mayor comes to their site because of how much they have an impact in the community.
They do tremendous work, and I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to meet with them and work with them.
Biggest congratulations to the Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative for receiving United Way's highest volunteer honor, the Community Service Award. I don't know any organization, any team that is more befitting of receiving that kind of award than Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative.
Congratulations, Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative, on the United Way Community Service Award. Your service light continues to shine bright.
I can think of no one more deserving for this honor than all of you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative.
All of us at Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative are wonderfully excited and humbled at receiving this award. The passion that drives individuals like Naomi McCoy, Dorothy Biggs, the late Patricia Williams, Sally Boleyn, Irma Davis, and Annette Brooks, as well as myself, only to name a few, cannot be matched anywhere.
I humbly accept the award and thank you very much, Paula Gilberto and the United Way staff.
But it is a great honor to be placed in such a distinguished ranks of the past honorees who have made important contributions to the city and the state. I am extremely proud and honored of the contribution that we have made to the community and the recognition of the efforts by the United Way.
Tricia Williams introduced the VITA program to the collaborative more than 20 years ago. Dorothy Biggs, Patricia Williams, and myself decided that we were going to make sure the community was aware of the services. We started out little by little. We made it bigger. We expanded it with the help of our mayors in the city of Hartford, with the United Way, and with the Village for Families and Children.
When people hear about Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative, they think about the VITA program, but we are so much more.
We don't only do like taxes. If somebody needs a resume, is looking for a job, we can help them with almost anything that you need. You can come to us and we can refer you to someone that can help you.
Miss Pat was the person you would want around all the time, every day. She never put anyone higher than the other.
Pat was the epitome of community service. She felt it was very important to be the change that you want to see. And she didn't just talk about it, she put her money where her mouth was. She was loved by many, so many. She touched so many lives, and she's still doing it.
She was in scholarships, making sure the kids are able to go to school. Every year she made sure that we did 2 or 3 scholarships every year. And so she was very good in education, but Pat was good to everybody.
Live United means waking up in the morning, answering your phone at 3 in the morning when someone's calling. You don't say, oh, I'm too busy to whatever your issue is. You try to take care of the issue. You embrace people. That's what Upper Albany is most famous for. We don't turn anybody away. You understand? It's like whatever your issue is, we're gonna make sure we try and solve it. No, we're not gonna try. We're gonna solve it. That's why people come to Upper Albany.
Living United is helping people.
It's also reaching down to help somebody up. We're all on the shoulders of the people that came before us. They paved the way for us to be where we are. And we now have to reach down and pave the way forward. And we've got to pull the young people up. We've got to be responsible for making sure there's an outlet for them to be who they can unapologetically be. And for us as a family, as a village, we do that. We do that bringing people up. We do that bringing people along. It's not a handout as much as it's a handout. We're just going to keep on doing it as long as we can.
Thank you, United Way, for the award. Thanks, the village. Thanks to the city of Hartford, our Mayor Luke Bronin, who's always been there. I mean, you call him at the drop of a dime, he's coming. So we can continue to serve our community. Thank you, and this has been a rewarding venture for us.
Thank you very much for the award. We're very appreciative.
And on behalf of Pat and myself, thank you very much.
How wonderful and incredibly inspiring. Thank you to our partners at the Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative for all the ways in which you support local children and families, and congratulations on receiving the 2021 United Way Community Service Award. I have here a proclamation issued by Hartford Mayor Luke Bronin for today, March 30th, 2022, honoring the work of the Upper Albany Neighborhood Collaborative. Congratulations again. Today we have acknowledged and celebrated that we have together been able to accomplish all that we've been able to accomplish in this past year. It makes me proud to step into my new role as chair of the board of directors. And while I'm proud and especially grateful, we must also acknowledge that the pandemic will continue to have a long-term impact on children and families in our region. For us at United Way, we know that things will never return to the old normal. That's why we're asking you to join us in building a better normal for everyone. It will take all of us working together towards this common goal. So please, if you are able, make a contribution to United Way. And if you have an idea or would like to get more involved in our community, reach out to us so that we can work together to make it happen. There's one last person I'd like to introduce before we conclude today's meeting. Eric Harrison is United Way's new president and CEO. He has been with our organization for just over 1 month now. And throughout the search process, the committee was impressed with Eric's authentic leadership style, strong relationships, commitment to community impact, his track record of success in fundraising and strategy development, and the depth of his experience within the United Way network. Eric joins us after many years of leadership in the United Way network across the country, most recently serving as president and CEO of United Way of Ventura County in California. And we are so excited for you to get to know him. Let me introduce you to Eric.
Thank you, Vicki. Hello, everyone. I am honored to serve as this organization's next president and CEO, and I'm just so excited to join a dynamic team and community here in central and northeastern Connecticut. This is a really, really critical time in this organization's history, and it's at a time when this community needs United Way now more than ever. You've heard today about the impact we've made together and the work that is still needed to help children and families in our region recover from the long-term impacts of this pandemic. As I look ahead, I'm eager to engage internal and external stakeholders to solve relevant issues. This is very vital to our evolution. I'll work to bring together public and private sector partners around a shared vision of collective impact to achieve greater outcomes and change more lives. There's so much opportunity as we approach our centennial year, and for the people in our community to come together and to take action. My hope for United Way as we approach a century of service is to inspire transformational giving to innovative programs that are going to be game-changing for struggling households. Thank you for your continued support of United Way. I look forward to working with you to make the biggest impact for local children, adults, and families. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. We are so happy to have you join our community and our team at this United Way. Before we close, I will ask for you to visit unitedwayinc.org to read this year's annual report and to check out our upcoming events. We have lots of great ways for you to join us this spring and beyond. Now, as my first official act as board chair, I'm going to adjourn this meeting. This concludes our 97th annual meeting. Thank you very much for joining us today.